I'm Scary Jeer here, and today I'm going to tell you how I made this hanging skeleton cocoon man for $1. The head is a skull, very similar to this. It's actually a lot cheaper than this. Many of you several years ago might have seen in Walmart the bag of bones. It comes with a skull similar to this, a couple of bones like this, a couple of hands. The only thing that I've used that I already had was the skull and the hand. You can see the skull here, the hand right here sticking out just for effect. What I've done is taken the skull. Now notice not this exact same skull, it's a cheaper one. I have a piece of wire going through the bottom of the skull, coming up to the top just like this with a pair of pliers. I've bent a hook in it. Attached to the bottom of the wire are two bungee cords. One is attached to the base of the skull, the other is attached to the other bungee cord bottom like this. Now I don't have any but one bungee cord left to show you this, and since I should have done this while I was making it, but it's fairly simple. Basically, you take your bungee cord, attach it to here. Now this is the great part about it. Most everybody has got these, and if you don't, I'm sure you can get them. Coca-Cola bottles, 2 liters. 5 empty 2-liter bottles. Take the labels off of them before you attach it to the bungee cord. What you're going to do is come down to about where the torso would be. You're going to take 1 bottle in the back, and you'll take 2 on the sides towards the front. Make sure they're all touching together, almost in a triangle formation. This is where you're probably going to need help with somebody holding it. Masking tape, plain white masking tape. Just go around the bottles until they're almost completely covered and taped. It's easier if you're doing this with a bungee cord hanging somewhere. Actually, before you're taping it, you're going to take and drill a small hole in each of the bottles at the top. Tie you some string through each of the bottles coming up to the bungee cord hook. This will help the bottles stay in place, so once you tape them, they don't just slide down the bungee cord. Basically, like I said, you'll take some string, run it through the hole of the bottle coming up to the top, and then tie it in knots around the top of the bungee cord like so. Once you have your 3 bottles with the string coming through the hole, you can get a pair of scissors. If you've got a drill, it's easier to drill a hole here, then take your scissors and widen the hole, feed your string through, tie it around the bungee cord. Then take your masking tape and tape them in the formation I told you. 1 in the back, 2 on the sides, almost in a triangle formation. Once you've done that, you can come back and put another bottle on each side. So you're going to have 5 bottles total that will fill out the frame of the body. Once you've done that, with your bottom bungee cord attached, or you can disattach it, whatever's easiest for you to do, these are the feet. 2 empty 20-ounce Gatorade bottles. I've got them like this. The mouth end being the ankle and the big end being the foot. Same principle here. Drill a hole. I drilled a hole in the bottom of it all the way to the top, tied like a screw to keep the string from coming up to the bottom. Pull it. Did the same thing to hold it here, and you're going to do the same thing basically. You're going to attach from here, how far you want it to hang, to the bottom hook of the bungee cord. Now, in order to keep the feet from going too far down or up, you might want to take another drill hole here and run a piece of string coming out the mouth. You don't have to have the top on. What that'll do is just basically keep it more balanced. That way it's not going straight down like this or straight back like this. You want it to have a foot-like look to it. So basically your body is nothing but bungee cord and Coke bottles and Gatorade bottles. Once you've got that done, masking tape all around the foot, all around the torso, so you don't have anything covering, any plastic showing, any open spaces. What I've done with him is basically taking an old white sheet that we had for painting. I've cut it into one small section and just wrapped it around, starting at the top where the bottles are at, just kind of going around enough to cover it, to fill it out. And you're asking me how it's going to cost me $1? This is how. Dollar General spider webs, $1. Everything else I already had. One pack of this covered the entire body. Now I've also added something that I already had sitting here in the garage, some spray spackling that I wasn't using. I had about a third of a can of it left. I just sprayed it lightly over the entire skeleton, just to cover some of the tape that I had holding the sheet together. I did not have any clothespins or safety pins. If you had safety pins, you could use them to hold the sheet together, but I just had masking tape. And once again, that's something that I made with my wife in the garage. It took about probably 30-45 minutes. But once I'm telling you how to do it, it'll take you less time. And it cost me $1. We saw the exact same prop as this that I think looked a lot cheaper in Spirit Halloween store, and it was listed, I believe, at $59.99 or $69.99. $1 is what this cost me. And I think you can see it looks pretty good for making a homemade prop. And how I would use it is I will have spider webs strung up in my yard. I've got 2 spiders that are about this big that I'm going to put in the spider web. I'm going to have him hanging in the middle as if they have cocooned him. But that's how you make a spider cocoon man skeleton. And I'm Scared Jerry. Thank you.